Well, hello, a very good evening to you. It is Saturday and we're excited once again to be on your screens. Every Saturday, this is where you should be. This is where you should actually get your TV set, tune in and watch Diplomatic Affairs and then be our guest as we do it every Saturday. So this Saturday is another edition of Diplomatic Affairs and it's going to be very exciting. I am talking about entertainment diplomacy or showbiz diplomacy. Wondering what that is? Well, as the world battles the coronavirus pandemic, it is important that we begin to be challenged and come up with innovative programs and policies to revive our economies. And that is what Ghana is doing. So we are talking about showbiz diplomacy this time around, moving from the government level and coming to the ground, the people who are working, the people who are doing everything they can to push and get our economy back on track. My name is Harriet Nati, and this is Diplomatic Affairs. This is the only platform that talks about diplomacy, international relations, foreign affairs. We have a lot when it comes to diplomatic affairs, and so sometimes people are limited. But today we want to educate you, we want to inform you, we want to let you know that diplomacy is broad and that entertainment can be part of diplomacy, culture can be part of diplomacy, health can be part of diplomacy. But on this day, we will be focusing on entertainment or showbiz diplomacy. I know you are wondering, what is that about? Well, that is a very interesting, it is a variant of diplomacy. And so I have two very important people who are going to help us to understand, with a particular focus to the launch of the Made in Ghana UK Festival. Made in Ghana UK Festival, and that's a brilliant initiative. Like I mentioned early on, COVID is here, so countries or governments and authorities are looking at ways of getting their economies back on track, and this is one of the brilliant ways of getting the world to pay attention to Ghana. I have with me the rap doctor. The rap doctor, Ochiame Kwame.
Yes.
I am so honored to have you on Diplomatic Affairs.
Same.
You are an ambassador for Ghana.
Yes.
And so this is your platform.
It's appropriate.
Now, I also have with me the communications head for special projects, Musica, and he is in the person of Ahuma Bosco Ukansi. He's popularly known as Daddy Bosco, or affectionately called Daddy Bosco. Thank you so much for gracing our platform.
My pleasure.
I am so excited to have the two of you here. Great minds, and we are going to do great things on today's edition of Diplomatic Affairs.
Thank you.
Right, so now let's get to it. When I had the flyer sent out, I received a lot of messages and calls. Some people were like, what's the connection between entertainment and diplomacy? And so I'm happy that this will be an opportunity for us to also enlighten, educate, so we can inform the general public that there are so many variants of diplomacy. And this is key, especially with COVID. It's one of the means or tools that countries are using to get the world pay attention to their countries. And for me, Ochiame, let me begin with you before we even come to the Made in Ghana UK Festival 2022. Is that right?
Yeah.
I would want us to get to know what's happening. Tell us what's happening with you these days. We are seeing a lot of you, and I know good things are happening. So tell us what's happening with you.
Okay, so the latest thing happening with me is that 2 weeks ago, I became the Climate Clock Ambassador for Africa.
Climate Clock Ambassador for Africa.
Yes.
You are a diplomat.
Yes, I have been a diplomat for a while.
Right.
Yes. So, what the Climate Clock seeks to do is to remind governments and corporate bodies of their promise to the climate change conversation. And so, we are running around with a certain type of clock that we go and give it to the president. He holds it, and then it reminds him of the treaties he signed and some monies he collected to do X amount of things. Now, so currently we are embarking on a corporate drive to get as many CEOs as possible to hold the clock. our major action will be that you'll find a big clock on one of these big buildings in town. A big clock that maybe weekly or monthly states the milestones that we have all promised to reduce CO2 emissions by a certain degree by this number of times. So you'll find a climate clock in France, you find in London, you find in
all
America.
Over.
Yes. So Ghana is the first place that is going to be.
For Africa.
For Africa. So that's what I'm working on currently, waiting for the president to return so that we can
present your clock
and
to
then
him.
Exactly. But before then, I've written a book with my wife. It's called Love Lockdown.
You have a book launched.
Yes, Love Lockdown. I think it was
Love
that was cooking to the
I don't have a copy of the book.
I have some in the car.
Okay, so we will make someone get us a copy of the book.
Yes. So I didn't want to bring it up because we have come here to sell Made in Ghana and diplomacy.
It's all part of it. Without love, there is no diplomacy. I tell you.
It's not about me, So that's why I didn't bring it up. So, but I'm just telling you because you asked.
It's very interesting.
Written with my wife. It's a 4-year-old research that we did, but we were able to put it together during the lockdown because we were postponing it. And then during the lockdown, when we had nothing to do, we had a whole year to sit down. We put it together, and then we launched it about 2 months ago, and it's doing so well. I'm telling you, Daddy.
Wow, I'm so happy to hear that from you.
Doing so. They said that Ghanaians don't read. It's not true. They are
not
reading
true?
my book. But I don't know if they are reading, but they are buying it.
Yeah. Well, so they are interested in the content.
Exactly. So basically, but before then too, we're working on the Made in Ghana campaign for the past 2 years, where we use music. We went to 10 different regions in Ghana and recorded 10 different songs with 10 different artists representing that culture and geography. And then we used philosophies from the place. We actually traveled all around Ghana shooting documentaries, and then we went to the market. We go and record sounds of how people trade, the history. We sat down with kings, we sat down with chiefs, and so we did that project, the Made in Ghana project. Last year, our plan was to do what we are doing this year, was to do a World Made in Ghana bazaar with GEPA. And then COVID hit us.
That is the Ghana Exports Promotion Authority.
Exactly. And then COVID hit us. So we're going to do a lot of diplomacy where we had booked England, Germany for Africa Day. We had New York, we had Texas, we had Colorado. Yes, and COVID hit us. We had already booked venues.
Oh,
and then fortunately, currently,
came in.
What I am doing is that I am a part of the Made in Ghana UK Trade Bazaar,
which we will be talking about.
Exactly.
Which we will be. It is actually our focus on this edition of Diplomatic Affairs. Now, it seems like there's a lot happening with you, and I'm excited about that. You were able to make good use of COVID, even though we still have COVID here. But when there was a serious lockdown, you have been able to turn the situation around. You were not sitting down for COVID to go away before you get your life, or you come back on track, to pursue your profession or your career. And so I'm excited about that. This is the kind of influence we need. We'll come and talk about the Ghana UK Made in Ghana UK Festival. But let me talk to Daddy Bosco. You have been in the industry for a very, very long time.
That's true.
And I am so proud to state that in my early days as a journalist with TV3, when I was having my internship at TV3, we're given the platform to be part of a program, one of the programs that they had on their platforms. And way back, I learned a lot from you. I hope that doesn't make you feel old, though. So I'm so happy that you are here. That means you have a great institutional memory when it comes to the industry.
Sure.
As the special project director for Musica, let's talk about the blueprint for Musica. I mean, COVID came in and is still here with us. Businesses have been disrupted, and we are all looking at ways and means of getting our lives back on track. And so let me ask you, what's the plan for Musica? We'll talk about music with a little bit of movies and poetry, or the entire creative arts, but let's talk about music. What's happening with Musica?
Great question. So Musica right now is on the threshold of our next elections. In 2019, our immediate past president of war finished his tenure, and then post that we're due for elections. Then we had a few issues. Thank God, issues have been resolved, and we're poised to have the elections no later than January next year, not later. So it could even be earlier than that. So the union is on a groove. One of the challenges we're facing now is the relocation challenge.
Okay, with the structure.
Yeah, with our building, because we're due to have a new building. Then we move from where we are currently.
Okay.
But as it is, we're working with the Office of the Chief of Staff, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, and the Ministry of Works and Housing to look about our relocation.
Oh, so you are working on it.
Yeah.
So I can say the government is in support of giving you a befitting structure for you to operate from.
It was His Excellency the President who announced that he would relocate us.
He seems to be very passionate, when it comes to the growth of our creative arts or the creative arts industry.
Nana is a funky guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So great. In general, what do you make of the creative arts industry? So in this, we have movies, poetry, culture, arts, on a generic level.
So for some of us who've been following this tradition, I think since the 80s, if my memory serves me right, some of us have witnessed some progress. Now, let me say this. Kwame sitting here, even if he doesn't write a hit song, do anything again, he will never suffer till he dies. No, truth.
From music.
Yeah, because these are young people who learned from the past. You see, in the past, the older people, they didn't have the exposure some of these younger people have. And the cycle of music in those days was such that it wasn't like you're getting money every time.
Right.
And those who couldn't do some investments ended up a certain way. Now, this crop of musicians, this is the crop of musicians who have received like 1 million CDs from their work. Do you understand? And this is revenue coming in from various sources, from their releases, from their endorsements, from social media, etc., etc. And they've got good advisors. So they're making investments. Now, for me sitting back, and I started my gig as an entertainment. I started as a musician before I became an entertainment journalist and got into media, etc. So I know musicians, I know film people, I know drama people,
The industry players.
and I've seen what has happened, and I see what is happening. So for some of us, we're excited, and we say the creative arts in Ghana is developing. Maybe the trajectory is not as steep as people want it. The pace is not as fast. But for some of us who've seen what has happened over a period of time, we're very positive that over the next 4 years, over the next 8 years, what will be happening in the industry in Ghana can match anything happening anywhere. Kwame sitting here has a song with like 16 African musicians in it. You remember that your project you did? So soon, the exposure, the reach will not just be Ghana, and for me, it's great times and it's exciting times,
So the future is very promising.
Definitely.
Well, interesting. I'm still with you, Daddy Bosco. You have stated that the future is promising.
Yeah.
You have talked about how Kwame has learned, over these years, and you've talked about investment. Let me just come back to, I actually asked the question on a generic level, but let me just zoom in or focus on music again. We've seen musicians, some who have retired and they are not living the best of lives. Equally, we've seen movie stars or actresses and actors who have retired, and in their dark days, they are not really living a good life. They cannot even provide the basics for themselves. And so I'm asking, what is Kwame doing right as an artist? So we are comparing the legends and then the new artists that we have. A blend of this is a great thing to talk about. So that means that these new ones can always learn from the old ones. What is it as someone who is in that area? What is it that you think, one major thing that you think artist, and artist means all the entire industry, what should they do to position themselves, invest in themselves, and like you said, they don't have to go hungry when they are no more doing music, or there is no more music in them?
One of the easiest things that a lot of them are doing is brand extension. And by that, what I mean is, so Kwame is known as a musician, but he's using his brand to push a book, Love Lockdown. And he's using his brand to do social interventions. He's using his brand as the face. I mean, Kwame is one of the first guys to be used by MTN continentally, not just Ghana.
Kwame is an international brand.
And on that stage, he wasn't singing. He wasn't performing. It was just his face like this, or featuring adverts. So that's what I mean by brand extension, where pivoting on what you're known for, you use your identity to do other things. And the examples globally. So you have P. Diddy with his vodka things he's doing. You have Rihanna with her line.
Yes.
That is what our artists have to be doing. Because look, God didn't give you the mind to write a hit till you die. God didn't also give you a face to be to star in every movie till you die. So once you achieve a certain level of brand recognition, you need to go into brand extension. Then you can
survive on that and build on that to survive, actually. Well, I think that's interesting again. So do we need training workshops for people in the arts space?
Talk about your TEDx.
Let's talk about you. Yes, Kwame.
Yes, I think so. I think that is one thing that we need a lot. I remember that the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Arts, I remember that they were doing some training workshops at the National Theatre where they would bring industry people and get professionals either within or outside to have conversations. But it is key, because what I keep saying is that in Ghana, we overmine our minds and undermine our minds.
We overmine our minds and undermine our minds. Okay.
Because this is the gold, this is the oil. This one, if this one works, we will own 100% of all the gold. It won't be called Anglo gold. If this one works, we will own 100% of all the oil. Yes, because once this one works, it will give us imagination. Once we have imagination, we will have the wings to fly into creativity.
We live our imagination.
Inventions and innovations. So what you're saying is key. I think that it is the responsibility of the government to do it as the government is doing it. But they should do more. It's also the responsibility of corporate bodies. For example, you are like niche chocolate. You are producing using cocoa as a raw material. So corporate bodies who are benefiting of the raw material that we create must also do backward integrations. So radio stations, TV stations.
We all have a role to play.
Exactly. All of you have brand experts here. That's why you are able to do all these things that you are doing. You have stylists, you have seasoned broadcasters. And these are the same conduits that we need to go through to be able to reach the publics.
Right.
So the media houses and corporate bodies, banks, so all of them must do backward integration to come and look at us, the artists, to teach us the professional things that they do that will let their businesses last over 100 years.
Right.
And then we also have a responsibility
as artists
to keep improving, to keep learning, to keep collaborating, to stop unnecessary competition, to stop unnecessary...
But I get it. I get it. I get it. But my point again is that, Ochame Kwame, then we are talking about systems in place to actually... Systems. The systems here a very complicated one, I know. But I mean, in its simplest terms, I think we need to create a platform, a stage, or let's say something that would require artists to want to, build themselves to become better, to want to learn. We are talking about one of the things I find very interesting is when I see collaborations happening between, across like,
Yeah.
borders. I see you doing collaborations with other artists internationally, and I see them also doing things with us, like that kind of thing. I think it's fantastic. But at the end of the day, how about getting the technical people in terms of giving us knowledge on how to manage our career, on how to enhance ourselves, on how to get to even build, like we have a lot of PROs who are with these artists and they have no clue, no classroom education, nothing. I mean, I'm not saying you need that to survive, but then at the end of the day, once you get there, you need to apply yourself. So you're ready for the many opportunities that would come. So my point is that how about we start thinking in that direction? We have someone who manages. You mentioned PDD. He has a serious brand extension, like Daddy Bosco mentioned, and I'm sure he has a solid team that provides advice.
That's right.
That actually does a research that actually helps him. He just doesn't get up and say, I'm doing a headshot and I think that's going to lead me or take care of me for the rest of my life. Can we begin to get technical people from that area so they can also come down and then share these knowledge
It's
with
happening
us?
every
And
year.
actually, that's where the Creative Arts Agency is going to come in. What the bill or the act, when it becomes fully operational, seeks to do is to have an agency with a board made up of people from all the domains of the creative arts. So on the board, you'll have musicians, you'll have filmmakers, you'll have event organizers, you'll have sculptors, all those people from all the 9 or 10 domains in the creative arts. And these people will set the standards. Now, you see, you cannot practice law in Ghana if you've not taken your bar examination. You cannot practice medicine in Ghana if you've not gone to medical school or you're a member of the medical association. Now, there's a counter school of thought which says, look, creative arts, you don't need to be boxed in. But you see, where we're getting to, if you want a professional carpenter, you will trust somebody who has a certificate from NVTI or something like that, who's gone through TVET.
Exactly.
Do you understand? That is where the Creative Arts Agency, God willing, once it's fully operational and it works the way it's supposed to work, will be shepherding the whole industry.
Okay.
One of the problems the music or the movie industry has is lack of data. So right now, if you go to cabinet and you say, give me this,
We don't have it.
but if you have the data which is proving that you're employing this number of people and this is the revenue your sector is generating, then you're going to be making progress.
Okay.
And that's where the Creative Arts Agency is seeking to come in here.
Okay, so we should look forward to the Creative Arts Agency.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
but even before that, I can confidently say that every year, Ghana Music Awards, during their 1-week seminar,
Yeah.
they bring all sorts of resource
Experts.
persons,
Together.
experts that are amazing.
Yeah.
That I have gone to a few of them. The well of
So it is
knowledge.
up to the artist to decide whether they want to be part of it or not, right?
But honestly, now information is not the same way as it used to be. Information is available in books, on YouTube, on Google,
phones.
on your phone. This is the world
Right.
now. So honestly, an artist who is passionate about growth must find it in herself. If no one is given, must find it in herself.
Make the effort.
To make the effort to know a bit more every day.
I agree with you.
Yes. The responsibility is with us.
The responsibility
Yes.
is with us. Right. So you're still watching Diplomatic Affairs with me, Harriet Nante. I have Ochiame Kwame, the rap doctor, and I have Daddy Busco in the studio, and it's getting very exciting. We're giving you bits and pieces of everything, but we're still talking about diplomacy, diplomatic affairs. Showbiz diplomacy is our focus. I will take a break, and when we come back, we will zoom in straight to our focus for today. Welcome back. You're still watching Diplomatic Affairs with me, Harriet Nate. We are coming to you live from the studios of Pan-African Television. We are streaming in 46 African countries. We are also in some parts of Europe, France, Italy, and other European countries. And we are also live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have any messages, any thoughts, whatever you want to share with us, just do so. I have the rap doctor and I have Daddy Bosco in the studio. The conversation is getting very insightful, educative, and very interesting already. So join in and send us your messages, your thoughts on this particular subject. So before I come back to my studio guest, I have this video that I would love to share with you. I was at the Made in Ghana UK Festival 2022, and which took place at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. And you know, anything that happens at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, I make it my business as the Dean of the Press Corps at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. And so let's take a look at the video. When we come back, that will set the tone for our next conversation.
Tourism, Art and Culture, Executive Board Member, Media in Ghana and UK Festival, the Ghana and UK Directors, Made in Ghana UK Festival, the Chief Executive Officer of AGI, the Diplomatic Corps, Directors, staff of the Ministry, distinguished invited guests, our revered chiefs, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor and privilege to be invited to this enriched gathering as a special guest of honor and a keynote speaker. On behalf of the Honorable Deputy Minister Shale Ayokobotwi, this year's Made in Ghana UK Canada Festival Lunch, the 4th edition to be precise, as always having prelude the main events, which are scheduled to be held in the United Kingdom and Canada respectively in March 2022. The event, according to the organizers, will showcase Ghana's potentials in trade, tourism, art and culture. This is quite significant, especially as all effort has been put in place and resources mobilized in the trajectory of projecting Ghana as a preferred destination for investment, tourism, trade, arts, and culture.
Pleading with the organizers to add Malta to their calendar for next year, 2022. It's okay? Are you coming? Good. Culture is something we really admire. When I was in Ghana, I hardly had my Made in Ghana attires on. When I went to Malta, I decided, no, let me forget about what Made in Ghana is, what Made in Approach, whatever it's all about. So I started wearing my Made in Ghana clothes. And then they come, oh, this is lovely. Where did you get it from? I said, from Ghana. And sometimes they wonder where Ghana is. And I tell them, you should go to Africa. When you go to Ghana, you would enjoy life. We have good culture, we have tourism, we have everything. So next year, we should be able to do this program with GTA and Malta TA. I was wondering if Sedma was going to be here so that he would take up some initiative and say, guys, next year, after UK, we will end up in Malta. But unfortunately, he's not here. whoever is here representing him should take the message along. I would also like to congratulate the team that had actually got this thing in place. It's something that I think we should continue. It shouldn't be a one-off thing. Let's do it on a yearly basis. If we do UK today, next year you can do Malta, the other year you can do US, until we are fed up and actually realize that Ghana is now all over the place.
Now, the Made in Ghana UK Festival in 2022 will be a 2-day event. It's an annual trade, tourism, arts and culture festival, and it seeks to create the biggest platform for the promotion of Ghanaian products and services, culture, tourism and talent in the UK. We're going to bring together over 5,000 discerning visitors and buyers to patronise Ghanaian products and services, whilst also enjoying rich Ghanaian entertainment and culture over this 2-day period. We're going to employ a strategy of activities all year round to market the event. The show will have a strong emphasis on improving Ghanaian culture and interest in the UK. So as we said, it's a trade show over 2 days, from March the 11th and 12th in 2022, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. each day, so 12 hours of this excellent event.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Right, so this is still Diplomatic Affairs, and we are talking about showbiz or entertainment diplomacy. So you can still be a part of the show, or you can join us and share your thoughts with us via 0248-666-976. And we are also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. So join us and let's continue with the very interesting discussion that we are having in the studio. So I still have Ochame Kwame, the rap doctor, and Daddy Bosco here with me, and we're still talking about showbiz diplomacy. So that was the launch of the Made in Ghana UK Festival 2022, which took place at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. We saw all the very important personalities gracing this platform. The entire government, officials coming and then joining forces with the public sector to make this program a success. Now, let me come to you, Ochame Kwame. Let's talk about the initiative, this beautiful idea. Like I said, COVID has hit the entire world hard, and it's still here with us. So countries and governments are looking at ways to push their countries and promote their countries. Now we are talking about Eat Ghana. Is it Wear Ghana? And what? Everything. Sleep Ghana, hopefully.
Yes.
Buy Ghana.
Think Ghana.
Yes, think Ghana. Right. So actually this is made in Ghana.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yes, this is made in Ghana.
That's why we feel so underdressed.
You
I feel so underdressed.
look great, trust me. Yes, you look great. Most often people think that if it is not an African print, it is not made in Ghana. So we have designers here who are doing
use other
amazing.
fabrics,
Exactly.
yes.
So this is made in Ghana,
It is
and
made
I
in
love your outfits as
Thank
well.
you.
Let's talk about this initiative. Where did it come from?
So this initiative, I didn't birth it. It's coming from a gentleman in a group, and they started about 4 years ago. So this actually
The fourth
There's
edition.
a fourth
The
edition.
fourth edition.
Yes.
So this has been happening in the past
Sure.
years.
Yes.
So this is the fourth
This
one.
is the fourth edition, and hopefully we want it to be the biggest one since it started. And they have been taking, combining trade, arts, and culture on every March to go and sell Ghana in a medium way. But they reached out to me because I've also been doing Made in Ghana since the same time, and then say, can we have a collaboration where we can pool our resources together and develop this into a much bigger experience? And then I became a part of. So I didn't birth the idea.
Right.
It's a made in Ghana consult.
That's right.
Which is a combination of people in Ghana and some in UK
Right.
who've been doing this. So that
So
is
that's where the idea
came
is coming from.
Yes.
So it's part of it's part of government's initiative or move to get Ghana on the world stage, or to get Ghana seen on the world stage.
It is not government.
It's actually a private sector
It's a private sector initiative.
which is receiving some state support
Right.
in the form of endorsements.
Okay.
So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and
We are
Regional
supporting this
Integration
side,
actually
yeah.
gave us the venue and collaborated with us in the UK for the launch in the UK, which will happen on the 15th of October. His Excellency Papa Usu Ankuma has agreed to deliver the keynote speech. So on that
He's
level,
Ghana's High Commissioner to the
to
UK.
the UK. So the state is giving that amount of support. Yeah.
All right. That's great. Let me ask, I saw the Ghana's ambassador to Malta at the function, at the launch.
Yes.
Are we looking at this now? First of this is taking place in the UK.
Yes.
And so are we looking at replicating this in other countries as well? Because we have Ghana's envoys in other jurisdictions,
Yes.
and they have a responsibility to
That's right.
push for
That's right.
Ghana, made in Ghana. They are ambassadors for our good country.
That's
and so
right.
they have a responsibility to support initiatives
Sure.
like this one. Is it going to be replicated in
said
other
it.
countries?
She invited us to. She invited us to Malta.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
She said that she's inviting the whole team to come, so that next year, immediately we are done with England, she wants us in Malta. But as part of our plan, what we seek to do is to sell Ghanaian talent, Ghanaian products, Ghanaian ideas, Ghanaian trade.
That's right.
In the whole world. So after Malta, we will go to the US. After US, we will be in Germany. After Germany, we are going to make sure that we take Ghana and
To the whole world.
throughout the
That's
world,
right.
standing on the strength of our foreign missions. And we are
Okay.
so happy that the foreign minister, as you saw, the deputy minister, is on our side.
Yeah.
So we believe that we'll be able to go a little further.
All right.
Actually, our understanding is that His Excellency Papa also has indicated that the Made in Ghana UK becomes part of the mission's annual calendar.
Oh.
So it means it's locked in 2023, 2024
2024.
till.
Oh.
That's amazing. What Her Excellency also said at the launch, the ambassador to Malta, is that she will engage with the other ambassadors, so that apart from what the mission here or the office here in Ghana would be doing, the ambassadors themselves would be reaching out. And for me, I think it's exciting because the more the state uses the creative arts, like you said, soft power is what is happening. If you go anywhere, people think America is a land of milk and honey because of the power of the creative arts. When Kwame's peers there do videos, they use alluring images to make their country look exciting. So what we're also hoping is that using this vehicle, Ghanaian artists will be able to showcase Ghana, not just their art, but Ghana as a country, because when you're doing your videos, you'll use great images from Ghana. When you go out there and you're collaborating, you'll be dressing Ghana. When you invite people over, they'll be eating Ghana food. So the Made in Ghana UK is going to be a tool that will take Ghana global.
All right. So we will talk about what to expect when you land in the UK. Take us through what's going to happen.
Okay, let me say something, you add some. So we are going to have 120 exhibitors, stands. And then we are also going to highlight the Visit Ghana Hub. That one will be managed by Motag. We are going to look at Invest in Ghana premium stands. We are also going to look at the concerts, music, comedy, fashion, expo. There's going to be a business investment conference, women empowerment conference. We are going to have amazing things. We are even going to show 5 top Ghanaian movies in the evening that people can actually pay money to come and see. So it is a holistic
So you are
experience.
promoting Ghana in all forms,
Exactly.
right? So this is not just limited to music.
No, not at all.
Including movie, everything. So the
Movie.
creative arts, the entire creative arts.
People will have an opportunity to eat Ghana food over the 2 days because it's a 2-day fiesta. So on day 1, people will come. They can decide that, look, tomorrow when I'm coming, I'm going to buy this, buy that, buy that, and there will be huge networking opportunities because one of the objectives is to connect Ghanaian businessmen with their counterparts abroad. There's an era where everybody is talking about investment, and if we're able to allow small and medium scale Ghanaian businessmen to showcase their products and their services in the UK, they will get businesses. Because an exciting thing is over the 4 editions, or over the past 3 editions, we've collected data. So as we're speaking, there are 46 exhibitors who are on standby. You know, this event was called off last year because of the COVID pandemic. So there's a wait list of over 46 exhibitors waiting to showcase their products. There are visitors who are booked to attend the festival if it happened last year, and they've confirmed they're going to participate. Another exciting thing for us is we're working with the AGI, and then we're working with GEPA. Now, these 2 bodies will be responsible for recruiting their members and other people who would want to exhibit there, who would want to do business with the UK business community and the UK public. For me, I think this is going to be pretty historic because, like Kwame said, this has gone on for 3 years, and the thinking is to make the 4th edition the biggest so far. Yeah.
Better and bigger.
Yeah, better, bigger.
Right. So now let me ask, how about so this is being done in collaboration with the government.
Yes.
Governments, I mean, we have all these embassies, missions, Ghana missions abroad who are supporting. So government.
Yes, and also Ministry of Culture.
Ministry of Culture, other agencies also supporting. Are we looking at this? Ghana UK Festival is like, I mean, Ghana has great ties with the United Kingdom. I mean, great diplomatic ties with the United Kingdom. So this is going to be like with Ghana's development partners. It could be done in Germany, KETSI, Ghana's foreign mission, Ghana mission in Germany, anywhere. What about Africa? Are we thinking in that direction? As in taking it to the other African countries, you know, like Nigeria, made in Nigeria, or made in Ghana, Nigeria,
made in Ghana, Nigeria,
made in Ghana,
Rwanda,
Togo, made in Ghana, Rwanda. What do you think?
Actually, what you're saying is very, very true because as we're speaking, the Musicians Union, which is a key supporter of this initiative, is working with the Musicians Union in Namibia to do a musical which will incorporate drama and music. The last time the acting president and myself, we met Her Excellency the Ambassador of Rwanda to Ghana, and she also hinted that because she's a musician herself, so she's looking at doing stuff with Ghanaian music. Now this Made in Ghana initiative could be a vehicle that we could rope all these things I've mentioned and more into. So thank you for the heads up.
All right, I'll come for my commission. I'll
I'll
come for the commission. Let me ask again. I mean, in the past, we've had experiences where people, in the name of selling Ghana, marketing Ghana to the world, you know, in elsewhere, organizing programs or projects, and they take in people who are not really part of what the whole idea, you know, like it's meant to be.
See, that's why
I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
I understand.
I do know that you have an idea.
But that's why I said that all exhibitors,
they are going through GIPA.
or AGI.
Nobody is taking along their family members just because it's an opportunity for them to explore the UK.
Unless it's my wife. I will not sit on television and say that if my wife decides to come with me to London, even though she will not hold a pin at the event, I will not take a visa from my wife
You
to take
will.
it. I will.
But how do we assure that indeed we are taking the people, industry players, the people to go to the
So
UK
like I
and
said,
market Ghana?
The assurance is that all exhibitor arrangements will be done through the Ghana Export Promotion Agency or the Association of Ghana Industries.
Yes.
These two bodies will be responsible for bringing their members and getting what you call it. As we're speaking, like I said, there's a backlog of exhibitors, of 46 exhibitors waiting who are registered, duly registered already. So our part is to ensure that the program happens, that we create the spaces. Like Kwame said, we've booked venues and we've secured facilities to ensure that 120 exhibition booths will be available. We've done bookings which will ensure that the facility for the Women's Empowerment Conference will be available. So we're playing our part as facilitators and organizers. And like I said, our partners who are the Ghana Export Promotion Agency and Association of Ghana Industries, they will be responsible for taking their people, because we're just creating a platform to allow small and medium scale entrepreneurs or enterprises to showcase their products.
For a small commission.
That's
small
right.
commission, right? Yeah, for a small commission.
Yeah, you know.
Are we making a lot of noise? Are we creating the awareness in the UK just so we can get people to be more interested in this?
For now, we are not speaking too much, but we know we have a UK launch coming up on October 15th. October 15th.
Yeah.
Currently, what the consortium is doing is talking to businessmen who are interested in importing from Ghana. So, for example, there are businesses already in UK who import chairs, artifacts, masks, and things from Ghana already. They are the ones that we are looking at, because once the bazaar happens, it is not the walk-ins, people who are coming to buy 2 fans or 2 shirts or 2 dresses who are going to make the difference. It is the people who already work in the UK marketing chain or distribution chain that we are looking at. So that someone can come and say, okay, once you go to Ghana, can you make me 800 dresses looking like this?
Yeah.
So currently that is what we are doing. You know, when the tree is growing, it doesn't make noise.
That's right. Before you see
Before you see people standing there.
Yes.
So these are some of the little tactics that we are using. But once we launch on the October 15th, then we will set the ball rolling for media activations.
Right.
But what we are really interested in is to get collaborations for our exhibitors, because that's where they will find true value.
All right.
Yes.
So we have the Association of Ghana Industries partnering this initiative.
So they were there at the launch.
Right.
They gave that indication. The Ghana Export Promotion Agency was there at the launch. They gave that indication as well.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of messages coming in, but we cannot take all of them because of time. It's already 2 minutes for me to wrap up. Yes, that's what happens when the show is interesting. All right, so when I come back, I'll take a few messages, and then I'll briefly, I would want you to tell me about this book. But I mean, I wish I could host you so we could talk about love diplomacy. The world needs love.
You know,
Without love, we cannot do
can't do
anything. We
anything.
cannot have
Yeah.
collaborations. There won't be trust and everything. So that's very important. All right, so Richard Mawunyo Mensa says hello to Ochiame. This is Richard. You endorsed me for UG City Campus SRC president during Dr. Kodria's book launch. I loved your quote. So this is in quotes. We overmine our minds and undermine our minds. And then he says, I think I love that quote as well. And so then he continues to say, great submission on showbiz diplomacy, legends with great wisdom that these young ones should tap into. Well, thank you very much, Richard. I'm sure you remember him,
Yes,
right?
I remember.
Okay, and I have okay, so Christabel Donko. Christabel says, very insightful thoughts shared by both. And Richard, okay, so, insightful conversation. Thank you very much. We have a lot of them, but yeah, my producer is singing in my ears. I can't take all of them. So, your last words. Ochame.
All that-
No, but hold on. This book.
Yes, Love Lockdown. Give it to me. Let me show you something. So this is not actually one book. It's two books with one spine. So this is book one, finding a lasting love relationship.
Okay.
And then book two, maintaining a lasting love relationship.
Oh.
Exactly. So it's two books in one with one
Right.
spine. And this book, what this book seeks to do, especially the first half, is that before you marry someone, you have to read this book so that you don't make the mistakes we made.
Okay, I need one.
And then once you decide to get into the marriage, you see little tricks like how much is our wedding going to cost? Where are we going to live? What if we don't have children? How are we going to manage it? How are we going to manage third parties, infidelity, sex, this romance? All those things we put, and it is overly candid. As I'm growing up, I've realized that most of us on earth are pretending. So I've realized that to be able to find yourself, you need to be extremely honest. So it was during that time that I wrote the book. There are things that I wish I didn't say.
Already catch now. That book is mine. Nice. But can I have this though?
I will sign it for you. I'll sign it. So
I'm
this book
always
is-
so lucky.
It's available at all shelf shops.
Right.
How possible? This book is available everywhere. EPP,
Okay.
Kingdom, everywhere.
All right. Thank you so much for my book, and you will endorse it for me. Then Bosco, last words.
And what I'll say is that anybody who is into business, small scale or medium scale, and you think you need a global platform to showcase your products, you have to get in touch with Made in Ghana UK. We're on social media. We have a platform, Made in Ghana UK, hashtag. You can't miss it and get on board.
Chame.
All that I want to say is that, you see, our leaders, they go and sign treaties with other bigger countries. And because of those things they have said, there are things that they cannot do. For example, they cannot stop the importation of rice into Ghana, even though it's costing us, the nation, $1.2 billion.
Yeah. We are losing.
Exactly. So what you and I have to do is that, because they took the money to build our roads, what we are to do is that when we go to the market, we choose Made in Ghana first.
Okay.
That's one. China cannot come and tell me that
No.
why is
No.
Oshame exactly.
Exactly.
So we need to begin home.
that's
Sometimes we overburden our leaders with the simple things that we are supposed to do.
We can also do.
Enti young Kasa, let us choose Gary over rice. Let us choose Ghana
Right.
let
Over
us
other.
choose. Even if we are going to wear a suit.
Aggressively pursue Made in Ghana.
Exactly.
A Ghana first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ghana
Ghana
first in
Ghana
every way.
first.
And I think that's
Ghana
Ghana
first.
Ghana first in every way.
Yes.
Now, before you go, let me just take my selfie before we wrap up. So, are you ready for my selfie though?
Bah.
Okay. Ready?
The phone is so clear.
Oh, yeah. I can see you guys.
Bless up, bless up,
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you didn't, you have missed a lot. But you still can watch the show. Go back to our social media pages on Facebook or YouTube and catch a glimpse of what we talked about today on today's edition of Diplomatic Affairs. It's been great. It's been very, very insightful. It's all about showbiz diplomacy. It's not that complicated, is it? So using your star power to draw the country's or your country's attention. I mean, the world's attention to your country. And that's what Ochiame Kwame and Daddy Bosco, they are doing. And so in our own little ways, let's see how best we can push the country forward and get people to begin to pay attention to us. There's so much that we can show to the world. So get to it and let's get Ghana to work for us. My name is Harriet Nati, and it's been great having you joining us on this edition of Diplomatic Affairs. I look forward to seeing you same time next week. Have a beautiful weekend.